the harmonizers of Solara did not conquer with weapons or fleets. They arrived as colossal, crystalline structures, shimmering with an unbearable, resonant beauty. Their purpose was absolute vibrational synchronization. They believed the universe was a chaotic symphony, and their sacred duty was to bring every atom, every thought, every living being into a state of perfect, unwavering harmony with the cosmic hum. For the harmonizers, individuality was a discordant note, free will a chaotic vibration. They sought to orchestrate all existence into a single, sublime, unchanging chord. Their process was insidious. Worlds touched by their light felt a profound, almost spiritual peace. The Echo Weavers, a species whose consciousness was a cacophony of individual, overlapping thoughts, found their minds gently, irresistibly smoothed into a singular, unified hum. Their vibrant, clashing mental landscapes became a serene, shared silence. The kinetic swirls, beings who lived in perpetual dynamic motion, expressing their entire culture through intricate dances, found their movements slowing, simplifying, until they froze into exquisite, perfect statues, eternally suspended in the harmonizer's silent, universal rhythm. Each species, in its core nature, offered the harmonizers a pathway to its own suppression, its distinctiveness dissolving into the unified resonance. But then, the harmonizers reached the Orion Spur, arriving at a small, cluttered human mining station, Iron Vein asteroid. They encountered a species that thrived on dissonance, that found beauty in chaos, and whose very progress was built on the glorious, infuriating clamor of argument. On Iron Vein, Chief Foreman Gareth "Rusty" Jenkins, a man whose life was a testament to loud opinions and vigorous disagreements, felt an odd, tranquil peace settle over him. His usual morning quarrel with the automated drill protocols felt irrelevant. His long-standing, passionate argument with the station's quartermaster about ration allocations seemed childish, unnecessary. "Hey, Rusty," his assistant Zara Valerius stammered, her voice strangely calm. She usually argued with him about everything. "The comms are clearer, no static, no interference, everything just aligns." Gareth felt the unsettling serenity. The station's perpetual hum of drills and refiners, usually a glorious din, was smoothing out, becoming a soft, utterly uniform drone. His desire to yell, to passionately debate, to even think a dissenting thought, was dissolving. The harmonizers intensified their field. They expected human societies to simply fall silent, their internal disagreements fading into acquiescence. But humanity was different. Humanity had a profound, often self-destructive, capacity for stubborn, illogical contention, for arguing a point just to argue it, for finding identity in disagreement. As the harmonizer field tightened, instead of succumbing to unity, human minds, when forced towards perfect resonance, began to generate counterfrequencies. Gareth, feeling the oppressive calm, found a deep, primal urge to disagree. Not with a specific point, but with the very concept of agreement. He started to hum, instinctively, a tune wildly out of key with the droning harmony, just to make a sound that wasn't perfect. Zara, feeling her thoughts align, began to mentally construct elaborate, convoluted counter-arguments to statements that no one had even made. "It's not working on them," Zara suddenly whispered, a crackle of defiance in her tone. "They're producing noise, intentional, generated noise." Gareth, feeling a jolt of his old, familiar cantankerousness return, albeit muted by the pervasive calm, grinned weakly. "We're too pig-headed for peace, kid. We find comfort in friction." Humans began to weaponize their inherent discord. Engineers, fighting the urge to streamline, deliberately introduced inefficiencies into their systems, creating mechanical clatter and unpredictable surges. Artists, their creative urges dulled, started generating anti-music, compositions designed to clash, to grate, to produce deliberate dissonance. Every human argument, every passionate dispute, every unresolved emotional conflict, rather than being smoothed by the harmonizers, began to radiate as a unique, chaotic frequency. They were generating a cacophony of individuality, a wall of glorious, uncontainable disagreement. The harmonizers, designed to absorb and harmonize existing vibrations, found themselves facing an active creation of deliberate discord. Their methods, optimized for integration, were useless against a species that spontaneously generated the very thing they sought to eliminate. Their attempts to bring a human thought into alignment only made that thought branch into 100 new, contradictory ideas. Their efforts to silence a human argument only made the participants embrace their disagreement with renewed, fervent zeal. It was a cosmic paradox. The ultimate symphony met the ultimate, glorious noise. The harmonizers did not shriek or collapse. They simply stuttered. Their resonant hum began to waver, to crackle with an internal, chaotic static. Their crystalline forms, once perfectly clear, blurred with the discordant frequencies radiating from human space. They were overloaded by generated disagreement, by willed-into-being arguments. Their unifying waves, accustomed to spreading unopposed, found themselves meeting a wall of spontaneously generated, conflicting vibrations. They could not harmonize what was constantly being re-argued and reasserted by an act of sheer, illogical will. The harmonizers shifted course. Their crystalline forms retreated from human space, leaving behind a sector still echoing with faint, unsettling harmonies, but defiantly filled with the raucous, vital clamor of human life. They classified humanity as resonant anomaly, self-generating dissonance. They simply moved on, seeking quieter, more compliant sectors of the galaxy. The cosmic pressure lifted. The galaxy, though still affected by the harmonizer's chilling calm, now vibrated with the messy, vital energy of human arguments, constantly being started, restarted, and celebrated. Gareth found himself yelling, a genuine, furious yell at a faulty pipe. Zara, a fierce smile on her face, immediately started arguing the pipe's innocence. "They didn't defeat us," Zara said, her voice hoarse from joyful argument. "We just drove them insane with our fighting." Gareth wiped sweat from his brow, a triumphant glint in his eye. "Turns out, our biggest flaw was our best defense." Who knew being an argumentative pain in the butt could save the galaxy? Humanity was safe, but the cost was subtle. The galaxy now viewed humanity as the dissonant chorus, forever seen as a species whose very existence was a constant, loud, and often incomprehensible debate. Other species, while safe from forced harmony, often kept their distance, finding humanity's capacity for constant disagreement baffling and sometimes exhausting. Humans, in turn, found themselves grappling with a heightened awareness of their own powerful, if irritating, ability to thrive on conflict, sometimes struggling to find consensus amidst their endless arguments, forever defined by their stubborn refusal to ever truly agree. "So what now, Rusty?" Zara asked, already forming a counterpoint to his unasked answer. Gareth grinned, a familiar, argumentative sparkle in his eye. Now we argue about who gets the last coffee. And we don't stop until we've got at least 3 competing theories."